When you live with schizophrenia, you often feel very haunted, like there's a ghost around you at all times, and whether that ghost is good or bad often depends on, where you are, the situations you're a part of, who you hang out with, and just your general sense of how you approach life or ways that you keep yourself grounded. But regardless, it's an inescapable thing with schizophrenia. No matter how self-aware I am, no matter how well presenting I look to the public, when it's truly just me alone, I'm never alone. And even when there's no squirrels or chickadees or any animals around me, I'm still never alone. I used to feel this way as a child, but it's just been heightened to times 1,000. I walk by a tree and I can feel them staring at me. And if I sit anywhere and stare long enough, the walls, the background of my vision, everything that I see in front of me starts merging into very lifelike and alive objects of expression. And then I hear voices accompanying it. And so I'll walk by a tree and I'll look at it. I'll see a face through one tree or many trees all at once creating a face. And then I'll see it giggle. And it'll look at me and be like, I see you. And every time I'm just like, yeah, I see you too. Like an acknowledgement. And then I move forward. I can see why people would be scared of this experience. Sometimes I forget what it comes off as to a lot of people. One thing I noticed, if I watch any horror content, or anything that has to do with things that really get under people's skin, I noticed that some of the top things are faces coming out of nowhere, or distorted faces, and mirrors. And it's really interesting because when you live with schizophrenia, you can't help but understand yourself as oh yeah, you're Chris, and I've known you my whole life, and you're this and that and the other. But the thing that people don't understand is when you live with schizophrenia, you don't just see the persona or the ego that you grew up as. You can see everything in the reflection. You see the dark, you see the light, you see eternity, and you see nothing. And it really is that experience. There's no other way to say it. That is what my mind is comprehending in that moment. You could say, oh, it's not real, or it is real, or blah, blah, blah. But the fact remains that everybody that deals with schizophrenia knows that feeling of the uncanny valley just becoming a part of everyday life. That's the thing about ambiguity, is a lot of people dismiss the fact that paranoia can turn into pronoia. Paranoia being a fear that something's after you. Pronoia being this feeling that things are conspiring in your favor. I think it's good to have a healthy balance of being aware and cautious, but also having faith and believing in, a future. It's really interesting. It's you have to walk that line. Somewhere in the light, something casts a shadow, and something in the dark, it's easy to notice the little cracks of light come in. And so over time, I've had to learn to balance that experience of maybe I do feel haunted. I see faces everywhere. It's an uncanny experience.